I learned in this letter that Don Pedro Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He was very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen you lost in the action?
But few of any sort, and none by name.
Victory is twice itself when the achievement brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
He is much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath but a better expectation than you can expect of me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here at Messina who will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears to be much joy in him. So much even that joy cannot show itself modest enough without a badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better it is to weep with joy than to joy at weeping.
I pray the Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name. There is none such in the army of any sort.
What is it that you ask for, niece?
My cousin needs Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned. As pleasant as ever he was.
Set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid in the flight. My uncle's fool, reading the challenge, subscribed to Cupid and challenged him at the bird bolt. But I prayed, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For I promise to eat all his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much. But who will be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You hath musty victual, and he hath hope to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman, he hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
Oh, good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honourable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But as for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not serve a state, my niece. There's a kind of merry war twixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and then the entire man was governed with just 1. If he have wit enough to bear for him between himself and his horse, for it is all he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. But I pray, who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
It's possible.
It's very easily possible. He wears his faith but by the fashion of his hat, if it changes at the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No! And he were, I'd burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion now? Is there no young squire that will take the voyage with him to the devil?
He's most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord! He will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. And he caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will friends with you, lady.
Dear good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro has approached.
Good, Signor Leonardo. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you would counter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace, but trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow buys and happiness takes his leave.
To embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter?
Her mother has many times told me so.
Well, you would doubt, sir, that you asked her.
The Signor Benedict know, for then you were a child.
There you have it in full, Benedict, with you being a man. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for that means you are like the honourable father.
If Signor Leonardo be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all Messina is like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Disdain died, and she had such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict. Courtesy itself must turn to disdain if you come in her presence.
Why, then, courtesy is a term good for, it is certain, I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted, and I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women! Else they would be troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God, and of my cold blood, I am of your humour for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man and swear that he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse as for such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a red parrot, teacher.
Better a bird of my tongue than a beast of yours.
Why would my horse have the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer, but keep your way in God's name, I down.
You always ended at Jake's trick. No, you were old.
Captain Leanna, Signor Benedict, Signor Claudio. My dear friend Leanna has invited you all. I told him we should stay at least a month, and he heartily praised that some occasions shall be taken us longer. And I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but he prays it from the heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Please let your grace lead on.
Go ahead, Leanna. We'll go together.
Didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not when I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that was she other than she is, she were unhandsome, not being no other, but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am informed. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow, or do you play the flouting jack to tell us Cupid is a rare hair finder and Vulcan a rare carpenter? Come, what key shall I take you to join in the song?
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked upon.
I can see yet, without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and were she not possessed with a fury, exceeds her in beauty, as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intention of turning husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I have sworn the contrary. Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this? I thought the world of one man that will bear his cap with suspicion. Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to in faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke and sideways others. Look, Don Pedro's returned to see you.
What secret hath kept you that you fall not to Leonato?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on my allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio? I can be secret as a dumb man, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love! With whom? Now that is your grace's part. Mark you how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
If this were so, so were it uttered.
As the old saying, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, and God forbid it should be so.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen if you love her, for she is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thoughts.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
By my 2 fades and trials, my lord, I have spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
And she is worthy, I know.
That I neither know how she should be loved, nor feel how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will dine it instead.
While thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty,
And never could maintain his part but in the force of his will.
That the woman conceived me, I thank her, that she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks, but that I shall have a reaching, winded in my forehead, and hang my bugle in invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me, for I will not do them the wrong to trust any, I will do myself the right to trust none, and the fine is, for which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die.
hunger or with anger, my lord, but not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I get again with drinking, and pluck mine eyes out with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
As time shall try. The savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck the horns off the bull's head and plant them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, "Here is good horse for hire. Let them signify unto my sign, here is Benedict." The married man.
If this should ever happen, that would be horn mad.
Cupid hath not shot out all his quivering menace. Thou wilt quake for this shortly.
I'll look for an earthquake to them.
In the meantime, commend me to Leanna, prepare me him, and tell him I shall not fail him at supper, for he hath indeed made a great preparation.
My lord, I have almost matter in me enough for such an embassage, and so I commit you.
My house did this wish to God if I had it.
The 6th of July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Nay, mock not. Your body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, and the guards are but slightly basted on neither. And ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience, and so I leave you.
Your liege, your highness, now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach, and you will see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that will do you some good.
I do not owe any son, my lord.
No child but Hero, she is his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my noble sir, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and those war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all saying, "How fair young Hero is." Admitting that I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. It's not why thou begin to twist such a fine story.
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion. But lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have sounded with a longer treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The greatest fit is the necessity. Now that you love her, hold it, and I shall fit thee with the remedy. I know we'd have some revelries tonight. I shall assume thy part in some disguise and tell the hero that I am Claudio. Then into her bosom I'll unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with a strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then to her father I will break, and in conclusion, she will be yours. Come, let us put it in practice presently.
How now, brother? Where's my cousin, your son? Have you provided this music?
He was very busy about it. But, brother, I can tell you strange news that you yet dreamt not of.
Are they good?
As the rent stamps them, but they have a good cover. They show well outward. The prince and Count Claudio, while walking in the thick pledged alley in mine orchard, were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance. And, if he found her accorded, he meant to take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Had the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good shot, fellow. We'll send for him and question him yourself.
No, we will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if, peradventure, this prove true. Go you now and tell her. Cousins, you know what you have to do. Oh, I cry you mercy, friend. Go you with me and I will use your skill. Good cousin, have a care this busy time.
What be good here, my lord? Why thus out of measure sad?
There is no measuring the occasion of breeze. Therefore, for sadness is without limit. You should hear reason. And when I've heard it, What blessings brings it? If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance. I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide that I am. I must be sad when I have cause, smile at no man's jests, eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy, tend on no man's business, laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humour. Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you can do so without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his race, where it is impossible that you take true root, but by the fair weather with which you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest. I had rather be a canker in a page than a rose in his grace, and it better fit my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though, I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man. It cannot be denied, but I am a plain dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a claw. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am. Seek not to alter me, but can you not make use of your discontent? I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news brought you?
I came yonder from a grand supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leanna, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve as any model to build mischief on?
What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? And who? Which way looks he?
Marry are the hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo.
A very forward marched chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfumer, as I was smoking in a musty room, comes to me the prince and Claudio hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped me by the arrest, and now had it agreed upon that the prince should will hero, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young upstart hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him anyway, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Then let us to the supper. Their cheers the greater I am subdued. Would the cook were, oh my mind. Shall we prove what's to be done?
We wait upon your lordship.
Count John here at supper.
I saw him not. How tartly that gentleman looks. Can hardly see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is a very melancholy disposition.
You were an excellent man that were made between him and Benedict. One is too like an image and says nothing, and the other is too like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
Then have Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and have Count John's melon body in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, any man could win any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get me a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In vain, she's too cursed. 2 curses? More than cursed. I shall lessen God sending that way. For it says he sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just as if he send me no husband, for which blessing I met him upon my knees morning and evening. Lord! I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. Rather lie in the wood.
You may, and I have a husband that hath no beard.
What shall I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my native gentlewoman? He that is no beard is more than a youth, and he that hath a beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me. He that is less than a man
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of any other metal than earth. Wouldn't it grieve a woman to make an account of her life to a clod of dust? To be overmastered by a clod of wayward marl? No, uncle, I'll learn. Besides, Adam's son's my brethren, and I hold it a sin to match with my kindred.
Daughter, remember those things I spoke to you on. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you are not wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and dance out the answer. For hear me, hero, wooing, wedding, and repenting is like a Scotch jig, a measure, and a syncopace. The first tune is hot and hasty like a Scotch jig, full and fantastical. The wedding, mannerly and modest like a measure, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance, and with his bad legs falls faster and faster into the syncopace till he sink into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
Have a good eye, uncle. I guess you church by daylight.
The revelers are entering, brother.
That's a word I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he, you are he.
That's a word I am not.
Come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to, Mom, you are he. Graces will appear. There's an end. Will you not tell me who told you so?
Well, you should pardon me.
Oh, will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, that I had my good wit out of 100 merry tales, when this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
Sure you know him well enough.
Not I. Believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
He is the prince's jester, a very dull fool, only his talent is in devising impossible slanders. He only libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers him, and then they laugh at him and beat him. Would you in the fleet? Would he have boarded me?
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do, he'll but break a comparison or two on me, and then perchance, not mocked or not laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And then there's a pot for drink saved, for the fool eat no supper that night. What's all the nonsense?
In everything.
Thanks, sweet, and you are people at Ashland.
Sure enough, my brother is Emerson here, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him on it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
That is Count Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
You, Signor Benedict.
I am he. You know me well.
You are very near my brother in his love. He is an Amazon hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How do you know he loves her?
I heard him swear it.
So did I too. He swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
no news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so, the prince woos for himself. Friendship is a constant in all other things save the office and affairs of love. Therefore, let every heart in love use their own tongue. Let every eye negotiate for itself. Trust no agent, for beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melted into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof which I mistrusted not. Therefore, farewell, hero.
Carbonia,
Yea, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow, about your business, County. In which fashion will you wear the garland? Either around your neck, like the usurer's chain, or under your arm, like the lieutenant's scarf. You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Now that's spoken like an honest drover. So they sell bullocks, but did you think the prince would have served you?
I pray you leave me.
Now you strike like a blind man. It was the boy who stole your meat, and now you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges, but that my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's jester. Ha! It may be that I go by this title because I am merry. Yea, but I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that brings the world into her person, and therefore gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
How now, signor? Have you seen the count?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren, and I told him, and I think I told him truly, that your grace hath got the goodwill of this young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland, as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod, as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The very flat transgression of a schoolboy, being overjoyed at finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
You turn a trust into a transgression. The fault is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss, my lord. The garland had been made, and the rod too, and the garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he might have bestowed upon you, who, as I take it, have stolen its bird's nest.
I shall but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, my lord, you say truly.
You have lost the heart of Lady Beatrice. The man who danced with her says you are much wronged by her.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak but with one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was dumber than a great Thor, hurling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there would be none living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had before he transgressed. And she would have made Hercules have turned spit and cleft his club to make the fire too. Come, talk not of her. You shall find the infernal Ate in good apparel, and I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for while she is here, a gentleman may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, and people sin upon purpose for having gone thither. Thus all disquiet, horror, and perturbation go with her.
Look, here she comes now.
I will now go on any service your grace can devise to send me on to the world's end. I will now run any errand to the Antipodes. Fetch you a toothpicker from the furthest inch of Asia. Bring you the length of Prestaton's foot. Fetch you a hair from the great Cham's beard. Do you any embassage to the pygmies rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy? You have no employment for me.
None, but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, my lord, he is a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict, lady.
You could say that, my lord. He lent it to me a while. Double heart for my single one. Mary, you could say he wanted of me a false dice, therefore you may well say I've lost it.
Put him down, put him down.
So he would not do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools. I brought the Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
And now, signor, you look sad.
Not sad, my lord.
Sick, then?
Neither, my lord.
Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor married, nor well, but civil Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, I think your blazon be true, lady. Though if he is, his conceit is false. Here, I have wooed in thy name and broken with her father. Name the date of marriage, and God give you joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say, Amen to it.
Speak, Count, is your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I could be a little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself to you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin. If you cannot stop his mouth, then let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, I thank it, poor fool, that keeps on the windy side of care. But my cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
So she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in the corner and cry hi-ho for a husband.
I will get you one, Lady Beatrice.
Rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No! Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is far too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence goes to friends, and it best befits you to be married, for clearly you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord. My mother cried, but then there was a star that danced, and under that I was born. Cousin's got you joy!
Niece, will you look to those things I spoke to you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle, by your grace's pardon.
She is a pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She's never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then, for my daughter says she hath often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughter.
She cannot hear tell of the husband.
Oh, by no means, my lord. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She will make an excellent wife to Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were married for but a week, they would talk themselves mad.
True enough. County, when plan you to go to church?
Tomorrow, time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is a just hence 7 nights, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Worry not, I will not go dully by. For, in the meantime, I shall undertake one of Hercules' labours, to bring Signor Benedict and Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other, of which I will need your 3 helps.
My lord, I am for it, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
I will help thee too, my lord.
And you, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unworthiest husband I know. Thus far I can praise him. He is of noble strain, confirmed valor, and verified honesty. I shall teach you how to minister unto your cousin. She falls in love with Signor Benedict. And with your 2 helps, we will minister unto Benedict that despite his quick wit and queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Lady Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no archer, for we will be the only love gods. Come, let us put to practice.
It is so! The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leanna.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be commendable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes aboard his affection ranges evenly with mine. Tell me, how canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly no dishonesty shall hear me.
Show me briefly how.
I believe I told your lordship a year since
I remember.
I can at any unseasonable instant of the night appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
And what life is in that to be that this man?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince. Tell him he hath wronged his honor in marrying renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale such as was his hero.
And what proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo hero, and to kill Leonardo. Look you for any other issue.
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me in the tower to draw Don Pedro and Count Claudio alone. Tell him you know hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal to both the prince and Claudio, as in love of your brother's honor, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cousin to a semblance of a maid that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances, which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me outside her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret hero. Hear Margaret turn me Claudio, and bring them to see this very night before the intended wedding. For, in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that hero shall be absent, and there will appear such seeming truth to her disloyalty that jealousy shall be assurance, and all the preparations overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue at hand, and I will put it into practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not fail me.
I shall presently go learn their day of marriage.
Senor,
In my chamber window lies a book. Go and bring it to me in the orchard.
I'm here already, sir.
I know that. I will have you hence and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, shall, after laughing at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known, when there was no music in him, but the drum and the fife. And now he had rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. Now is he turned all orthography. His words were a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. Shall I ever be converted and see with these eyes? I cannot say I think not, but I will not be sworn, because love may make me an oyster, but I will be sworn that till love hath made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well, another is wise, yet I am well, another is virtuous, yet I am well, till all graces come in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she'll be, that's certain, wise or I'll none, virtuous or I'll not cheapen her, fair or I'll not look on her, mild or come not near me, noble or not I for an angel, of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be blonde. Whatever colour it please God. Ah, the prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide me in the arbour.
Come, shall we hear music?
Oh, yea, my lord, how still the evening is, as hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
Have you seen where Benedict hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord. The music ended will fit the cute box with a penny worth.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord, tax not so bad a voice to slander music more than once.
It is the witness still of excellency to put such a strange face on one's own perfection, but let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will say, since many a wooer doth not commence his suit to one he thinks unworthy, yet he woos, yet he swears he loves.
Come, hold no further argument, or if you do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
He's a very crochets he speaks. Notes, forsooth and otherwise.
Now to find air, how is it so ravish? But is it not strange that sheep's guts shall hair their souls out of men's bodies? Well, a horn for my money will all stop.
Sigh no more, really sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. 1 foot in sea and 1 on shore, to one thing constant never. But sigh not so, but let them go, and be thee blithe and bonny, converting all your songs of woe into a nonny nonny. Sing no more, ditty, sing no more, of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of man was ever so, since summer first was levy. But sigh not so, but let them go, and be thee blithe and bonny. Converting all their songs of woe into a naughty. Oh, plums.
I troth a good song.
And a new singer, my lord.
Nay, thou singst well enough for a shift.
And if he had been a dog that should have howled thus, they would have hanged him. I know praying his bad voice, but no mischief. I had as lief have heard the night raven, and pray no plague shall come after it.
Pray you, Balthazar, get us some excellent music for tonight. We will have it at the ladies' chamber window.
As best I can, my lord.
Do so, farewell. What was it you were telling me of earlier, Leanna, that Senior Benedict was in love with Lady Beatrice?
Oh, I stuck on the foul six. I never did think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Senor Benedict, whom she hath no outward appearance seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner.
I know not what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection, this past the infinite of thought.
Perhaps she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God! Counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion so near the life of passion. She discovers it.
Why, what effect shows she?
Bait the hook well. This fish will bite.
What offense, my lord! She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit been invincible against all sorts of assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this a gull, but the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Never it cannot shall hide itself in such reverence.
He hath taken the infection. Keep it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No! And swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she when she's begun to write to him. But she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she hath writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
You talk of a sheet of paper. That reminds me of a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
Oh, then when she had read it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheet.
That.
Oh, she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest. Right the one she knew without her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit. For though I love him, even to me, yea, I should doubt him that I should.
Then down over me she falls.
indeed. My daughter says so, and the ecstasy has so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afraid she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It were good that Benedict learned of it by some other, she will not discover it herself.
Nay, never tell him, my lord. You but torment the poor lady worse.
And he should work an alms to hang him. She is a sweet, virtuous lady.
And she is exceeding wise.
In all but loving Benedict.
Oh, my lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body. We have 10 groups to 1 that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have daffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray we tell Benedict of it.
For it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die. For she says she will die if he love her not, eh? And she says she will die ere she make her love known. And she says she will die ere she make one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he will scorn her for it. For the man hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
And he hath a good outward happiness.
And before God, in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that resemble wit.
Yeah, I take him to be valiant.
As Hector, I assure you. And you can say he is wise in the managing of quarrels, as he either avoids them entirely or undertakes them with most Christian-like passion.
If he do fear God, he must necessarily keep peace. If he break the peace, he must enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling.
And so he should, for the man doth fear God, no matter how much it seem not in him by some large jest he makes. Should we seek Beatrice and tell her of it?
No, let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
We will hear more of it by your daughter later. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict dearly, and I wish he would take an earnest look at himself and see how unworthy he is of such a sweet lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectations.
Let the same net be set out for Beatrice. That your daughter and her gentlewoman must carry. In the meantime, let us fetch Beatrice and have her fetch him for dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. Seems they pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me. Why? It must be requited. I hear how I intend. Should they say that I will bear myself proudly if I spy the marks of love come from her? They say too that she will rather die than show any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear their detractions and put them to melody. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. They say that she is virtuous. 'Tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. Why, but no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks or remnants of wit broken on me, for I have so long railed against it, but doth not the appetite alter? The man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. It shall be Great simple sentences in paper bullets of the brain or a man out of the career of humour? No! The world must be peopled! When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think that I would live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day she's a fair lady, and I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I'm sent to bid you come in to dinner.
There, Beatrice! I thank you for your pains.
You took as much pains for those thanks as took pains to thank me. If it were painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure.
Yea, just as much as you may take upon a knife's point. Choke it all withal. You have your stomachs and you'll fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those things than you took pains to thank me. Why? That's as if to say, any pains I take for you are as easy as thanks. I'll go get her fiction.
She would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If black, why neat a drawing of an antic made a foul blot. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate very vilely cut. If speaking, a vein blown with all winds. If silent, a flock moved with none. So turns she, every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness purchaseth.
Sure, such carving is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air, or she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. So let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. Or 'twere a better death than to die with marks, which is as bad as die of death with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And surely I'll devise some honest slander to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent wit as she has prize to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man in Italy. Always excepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you not be angry with me, madam, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedict, for shape, for bearing, arguments and valor, goes foremost in reports of Italy.
Yes, he hath an excellent good name.
His Excellence did earn it, ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, let's go in. We'll have thy counsel on what is best to furnish me in tomorrow.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it prove so, then loving goes by haps. Some cupids kill with arrows, some with traps.
Fire is in mine ears!
Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Why then, contempt, farewell. Maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives on the back of such. Benedict, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up into a holy band. For those say thou dost deserve, and I believe it. Better than reporting me.
I do but stay through your marriage, be consummate. Then I go toward Arabelle.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Hey, that would put a stain in the new gloss of your marriage, is to show a child has been coded for fitting him to wear it. No, I'll only be bold with Benedict's company. For from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he is old man. Yet twice authorized cut Cupid's bowstring, and now the little hangman dare not shoot at him. Yet the heart is sound as a bell, and his tongue is a clapper. For his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I'm not as I have.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
No, there is no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he is sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
Must hang it first and then draw it afterwards.
Aside for the toothache.
Whereas but a humor, a word.
Well, every man can master a grief, but him that has it.
And say I, he is in love.
There's no sign of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy for strange disguises. As to be a Frenchman today and a Dutchman tomorrow, or to be two countries at once. As to be a Spaniard from the hip down, or Slots, and a German from the waist upward, no doublet. No, There is no drop of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy for this foolery, as you would have me believe.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. He brushes his hat in the mornings. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
Nay, but the barber's men have them seen him. The old ornament of his cheeks has already stuffed tennis balls.
Indeed, he appears younger than he did. What loss of a beard.
He rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
That's as much as say. The sweet youth in love.
The greatest hint of all is his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Yea, or paint himself, of which I hear what they say of him.
Nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now crept into a lute string and governed by stops.
Yea, that does tell a heavy tale. Oh, conclude, he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That I would know too. I pity the man who knows it not.
Yea, and his ill conditions, and in despite of all of them, she dies for him.
She will be buried with her face upward.
Yet is this no charm for the toothache. Oh dear, walk me a while. I have studied 8 or 9 hours worth to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not be.
Oh, my life to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so, and by this, Hero and Margaret have played their part with Beatrice, and the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private.
If it please you, yet the Count Claudio may wish to hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that. When he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim at me by that I now manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hoped to infect your ensuing marriage. Surely soon ill spent, and labour ill bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she's been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who, Hero?
Even she? Leonato's hero. Your hero. Every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit it to her. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and you will see her chamber window entered the very night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
Can this be so?
I will not think it.
If you trust not that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight why I should not marry her, tomorrow in the congregation where I should wed her, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee, I shall join thee in disgracing her.
I will disparage her no further until you are both my witnesses. Bear it coldly but till midnight. Let the issue show itself.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief strangely thwarted.
Oh, plague right well prevented. So you shall say when you've seen the sequel.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or else it were pity that they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them. If ye should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, it's in their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most disastrous man to be constable?
Hugh Oatcake, sir, or George Sequel, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Sequel. here when there is no need for such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for constable. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrant men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Why? Then take no note of him, but let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of such a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and the watch is to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. The watch is also to make no noise in the streets, for to talk and babble is most tolerable and will not be endured.
We would rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
Why? You speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman. Only have care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are told on all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk. Get you to bed.
How if they will not?
Why? Then let them alone until they are sober. If they make you not then the better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
If you take a thief, you may, by virtue of your office, think of him to be no true man, and for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may.
I think.
They that touch pitch will be defiant. The most peaceful way, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself for what he is and steal. Out of your company.
You have always been called a merciful man, Captain.
Truly, I would not take a dog by my will, much more any man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her to still it.
Ow, if the nurse be asleep and will not hear it.
Why? Then depart in peace, and let the child wake with crying. For that you that will not hear the man when it bars, will not hear the cat when it blinks.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of your charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet him in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, by our lady, but I think you cannot.
But I shouldn't sworn on it. To any man that knows the statutes, he may stay him. Marry, not without the prince be willing, for the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
By our lady, I think it be so.
Well, masters, good night. If there be any matters of wage chance, call up. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own. And good night. Come, neighbor!
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit over on the church bench till 2. And then all to bed.
One more, honestly. Pray God to have Signor Leanna's door, for the wedding means tomorrow with a great coil tonight. Adieu, in his vicious sins I beseech you.
Conrad!
Peace, Sir Knight.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man. I match my elbow.
Am I
Uselton close.
No, I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask how any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones name what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Now notice that the fashion of a doublet or a cloak or a hat is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
I may as well say the fool's the fool. But seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know that deformed. He's been a vile thief the 7th year. He goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Didst thou not hear somebody?
No, 'twas the vein on the house.
Well, sayest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is? How giddily it stirs up all the hot bloods between 14 and 5 and 30. Sometimes fashioning them like the Pharaoh's soldiers in the richly painted. Sometimes like the God Bel's priests in the old church windows. Sometimes like the shaven Hercules in the Wandsworth tapestry, where his codpieces as massy as his club.
All this I see. And I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted from thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so neither. No, I have tonight good Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to hero, by the name of Hero. She leads me out her lady's chamber window. She bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should rather tell you how Prince Claudio, my master, planted and placed and possessed our master Don John, so how far he altered this amiable encounter.
And thought that Margaret was hero?
Two of them did, the Prince of Claudio, but the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which did possess them, and partly by dark nights, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slanders Don John had put forth. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her as he were appointed the next morning in the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw all night, and send her home again without a husband.
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that was ever known in the Commonwealth.
I know this deformed for him as a lock. Masters, you'll be made bring your form before, I warn you.
Masters, we charge you, never speak. Let us obey you to go with us.
We shall likely prove a goodly commodity, being taken up with these men's bills.
The commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
Good Ursula, wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her to rise.
I will, lady.
And bid her come hither.
Well,
Troth, I think your other rebata were better.
no, pray thee, good Meg, I'll wear this one.
No, by my troth, 'tis not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool and thou art another.
I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tire with an excellently. If the hair were thought browner, and your gown is a most rare fashion in faith. I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
Oh, 'tis but a nightgown in respect to yours, a cloth of gold and cuts and laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts, round underbone with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is
exceeding heavy. 'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Why, upon thee!
Art not ashamed, what, lady, of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Is not your lord honorable without marriage? I think you would have me say, saving your reverence a husband. And bad thinking, do not rest true speaking. I'll offend nobody. Is there any harm in it? The heavier for a husband? None, I think. And it be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise, 'tis light, not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes. Oh, good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I will not know the tune, methinks.
Clap us into the light of love. That goes without a burden. Do you sing it, and I'll dance it.
Dance into life's love. If your husband lacks tables enough, he shall lack no bonds.
Oh, illegitimate instruction. I scorned that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am sick.
Oh, for a hawk, a horse, or a husband.
For the legitimacies of all hate.
Well, and you not be turned Turk. There's no more sailing by the star.
What means the fool trow?
Nothing I, but God send everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me are excellent perfume.
I cannot smell, cousin, I am stuffed.
A maid and stuffed. There's goodly catching of cold.
God help me, God help me. Since when do you profess apprehension?
Ever since doth not my wit become me rarely?
Yea, wear it more often, it shall be in your cap.
By my troth, I am exceeding ill.
Get you some of this distilled Carduus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There thou prickest her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why, Benedictus? Hast thou some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perchance, that I think you are in love. Nay, by Our Lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor list not to think what I can. Nor, indeed, I could not think, if I were to think my heart out of thinking, that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now he is become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not. But methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
Peace is this that thy tongue keeps.
It's not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The Prince, the Count, Signor Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help to dress me, good Caius, good Robert, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence. And to serve you nearly.
Brief, I pray, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir. What is it, my good friends?
Good man Burgess, sir, speaks a little off the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as God help I would desire they were. But in faith as honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I'm honest as any man living. That is, an old man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous, plagos, neighbor Burgess.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
Oh, it pleases your worship to say so. But we are the poor Duke's officers. But truly, for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all on your worship.
All thy tediousness on me, ah?
Yea, and 'twere 1,000 more than 'tis, for I hear as good exclamation on your part as of any man in the city. And though I am but a poor man, I'm happy to hear it.
And so am I. I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, on what name? except in Walter's presence, have taken a couple of as errant knaves as any in your city.
Old man Verges, sir, speaks a little off the matter. You know, as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is time to see. Well said, faith, neighbor Verges. Well, God's a good man, and two men ride on a horse, one must ride behind. And not a soul, in faith, by my troth he is ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped. All men are not alike. Alas, neighbor.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. A watch, sir, have indeed comprehended two auspicious persons, and would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourselves and bring it me. I am in great haste, as it may appear, I'm here.
Jump suffrages.
Drink some wine, there you go. Farewell.
My lord, they saved me to your daughter to her husband.
I will wait upon them. I am ready.
Go, good partner, go. Get you to Francis C. Cole. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn and meet me at the jail. We are to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
Yea, we will spare for no wit. It is that shall drive some of them to an uncommon. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.
Come, Private Francis, be brief. Only to the plain fall of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to marry this count?
I do.
If either of you should know any inward impediment as to why you should not be conjoined together, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer. None.
What men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now, interjections? Why then, somebody is laughing. He.
Standing by, fire. Father, by your free and unconstrained soul, will you give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what am I to give you back, which may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leanna, take her back again. Give not this watching lords to your friend. She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Oh, what authority and cunning sin can cover itself withal! Would you not swear, all you that see her, that you were made by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to make my soul to the prove it wanted.
Dear my lord, if you and your own group had vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity...
I know what you would say. If I have known her, then she did embrace me as her husband, and to extenuate the forehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with word too large. As a brother to his sister showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on me singing! I will fight against it. You seem to me as Diane in her orb, as chaste as is bud ere it be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wise?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I say, Leonardo? I stand in his honor, who thinks my dear friend, who cometh there!
But these things spoken of you I but dream.
They are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like nuptial.
Oh, God.
Stand out here. Is this the prince? Is this the prince's work? Is this face heroes? Are our eyes our own?
Oh, this is so, but what of it, my lord?
Let me but move one question to your knowledge. With that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so as thou art my child.
God defend me. How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not hero? Who can bluff that name with any just reproach?
Marry that can, hero. Hero itself can blot out hero's virtue. What man was talked with you yesterday, out that gold window, betwixt 12 and 1? If you are a maid, answer to this.
I spoke with no man at that hour, my lord.
And you are no maid. Leanna, I am sorry you must hear this, but upon mine honor, myself, this grieved count of my brother, did see her, did hear her, at that hour last night, talk with a ruffian, where like a most liberal villain, she disclosed that a violent habit she had had over 1,000 times before.
Fie. They're not to be named, my lord. Not to be spoken. There's not chastity enough in language without offence to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, hero. What a hero hast thou been, hath thy outward graces in place of thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. Fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure in piety and impious purity. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love. On my eyelid shall conjecture hang to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm. Never shall it be more gracious.
No man's dagger here a point for me.
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light. Smother her spirits up.
How about the lady?
And I think, Uncle Hell, did you let him cry? Hero!
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
Oh no, cousin Hero!
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, does not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she dare deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero! Do not open thine eyes! What I thought thou wouldst not quickly die. Not that thy spirits were stronger than thy shames, myself would on the weird and reproach strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one. Should I for that in frugal nature's frame? Oh, what too much by thee? Why had I won? Why wast thou ever lovely in mine eyes? Why had I not with charitable hand taken up a beggar's issue at my gates? Whose smirched thus admired with infamy, I might have said, no part of it is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins. But mine, and mine I loved, mine that I praised, mine that I was proud on, mine so much that I to myself was not myself valuing of her. Why she is fallen into a pit of ink that the wide sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little to season give her now tainted flesh.
So be patient. As for my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, not last night, but this 12-month past I have been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Oh, that strong amazement before was bought up with ribs of iron, with the princess lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so that speaking on her foulness did wash it with tears. Hence from her! Let her die!
Hear me a little, for I have only silent been so long and given way to this strange course of fortune. By noting of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face. 1,000 innocent shames and angel whiteness beat away those blushes. And in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn away the airs these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool! Trust not my reading nor my observations, with which experimental seal doth warrant the tenor of my book. Trust on my age, my reverence, calling your divinity. If this lady lie guiltless here, under some biting air.
Friar, this cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace that she hath left is not to add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not denies it. Why seekest thou to cover up with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man ye are you accused of?
They know that to accuse me, I know none. If I have known more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, may all my sins lack mercy. O my father, prove you that with any man with me conversed, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature, refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There are some strange misprisms in the prince's voices.
The two of them have the very bent of honor. If their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice lives in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainy.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they do but wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall hear of it. Time hath not yet dried up this blood of mine, nor age eat up mine invention, nor fortune made such havoc of my means, nor my bad life so bereft me of friends, that they shall find awakened in such a one both strength of limb and policy of mind, ability, means, and choice of friends to quit me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princess, hath left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monuments, hang many wonderful monuments, and maintain unto all representations of these burial rites.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good. But not for that dream on the strange course, but on this travail look for greater birth. She dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have, we prize not to the values whilst we enjoy it. But being lacked and lost, why then we find the value, then we find the virtue that possession would not show us whilst it was ours. So will it fare with Claudio? When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into a study of imagination. And every lovely organ of her body shall come more apparent, a more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life, into the eyes and prospect of the soul than when she lived indeed. And if love ever had interest in his liver, he would wish that he had not accused her. Know that we thought his accusation to be true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape than I can lay it down in likelihood. But if all aim but this be leveled false, the supposition of the lady's death shall quench the wonder of her infamy. And if this levels not well, you may seclude her, as best befits her ruined reputation, in some reclusive or religious life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Signor, let the friar advise you. And though you know my ignorance in love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet, by mine honor, I shall deal as secretly in this as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, for whose strange sores strangely they strain to cure. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day is perhaps but prolonged. Have faith and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will continue to weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
I have no reason, I do it freely.
Surely, I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
Very even way, but no such friend.
May I manage it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world as well as you. It's not that strange.
Strange is the thing I know not. be as possible for me to say that I loved you. And yet, believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing. No, I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
My son, Beatrice, that love is thing.
Do not swear by it and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
No sauce that can be devised to it. I protest, I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to confess I loved you.
And do it with all my
I
heart.
love you with so much in my heart, there's none that can
Go, bid me do anything for thee.
kill Claudia.
Not for one word.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell. I'm here though I am gone. There is no love in you. And there, let me go.
Beatrice!
Let me go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easily be friends with me than fight with my enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of man? And I'm slander and scorn, dishonored my kinswoman. Oh, bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, and mitigated rancor. God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Trust with the man out the window and promising.
Nay, but Beatrice!
She's undone, she's slandered, she is wrong.
Beatrice!
Princes and counties! Surely a princely testimony, a goodly count, Corbin, a sweet galleon, surely! Oh, that I were a man for her sake, and that anyone would be a man for my sake! And manhood is melted in the curtsies, valor in the complimented, men are only turned into tongues, and trim ones too! He is only as valiant as Hercules that tells a lie and swears it! I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving!
Harry, Beatrice. By this hand I love thee.
Do something with it other than swearing by it!
Think you in your soul that the Count Claudio has wronged Hero?
Yea, sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand Claudio shall render me a dear account, and as you think of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Is our whole assembly appearing?
Oh, a stool and a cushion for the sexton.
The stool for the sexton, please.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that's I and my partner.
Nay, sir, we have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Tom.
Hey, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Borachio.
Friend, write down Borachio. And yours, sir? I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad. Write down, Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea,
so we hope. Write down that they hope they serve God. But write God first, for God defend, for God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proven already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves? Marry, sir, we say we are none. A marvelous witty fellow. But I assure you I will go about with you. Come you here, sirrah. A word in your ear. Sir, I say it is not. You are a false knave.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Well, stand aside, for God, they are both in a tale. Have you writ down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way examined. You must call forth the watch with their accusers.
Marry, that is the eftest way. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name against these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down, Prince John and villain. What? To call a prince's brother villain? This is flat perjury. Master, pray thee, fellow peace. I do not like thine. Look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Marry, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
That burglary is ever committed.
Yea, kind hands, that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace her before the whole assembly, and not to marry her.
O villain, thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John in the morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in the manner accused, and this manner refused, and upon the grief it suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonardo's. I will go before him and show their examination.
Come, let them be opinions.
Let them be in the hands.
Oh, God, my life! Where is the sexton? Has them written down. Prince's officer, Oxcomb. Combine them, thou naughty varlets. Go away. You are an ass. You are an ass. Oh. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Oh, that he were here to rinse me down and ask. But remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down yet, forget not that I am an ass. Know thou, villain, know thou art full of piety, that shall be proven upon me by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and which is more an officer, and which is more a householder, and which is more as pretty a piece of flesh as any in the Messina. And when I don't want, go to, and a rich fellow enough, go to, and a fellow that has losses, and 2 gowns and everything handsome about it. Away! Bring him away! I have been writ down an ass!
You go on thus, you will kill yourself. And 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, which falls into my ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Give not me counsel, nor let no comfort delight mine ear, but bring me a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father who so loved his child, whose joy of hers overwhelmed my mind, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe, the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain, and thus for thus, and such a grief for such, in every branch, lineament, shape, and form. If such a one will smile, stroke his beard, bid sorrow wag, cry hem when he should groan, patch grief with proverbs, make misfortune drunk with candle wasters, bring him yet to me, and I of him will gather patience. which they themselves not feel, but tasting it, their counsel turns to passion, which would as before give perceptual medicine to rage, fed a strong madness in a silken thread, charming with air and agony with words. No. 'Tis all men's office to speak patience to those that wring under the load of sorrow, but no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel, my griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children, nothing different.
I pray thee peace. I will be flesh and blood. That every empress philosopher that could patiently endure the toothache, and we have writ the style of God to let a push at chance and sufferance.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
Where thou speakest reason, my soul doth tell me hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know. So shall the prince and all them that thus dishonor her.
Here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good evening, good evening.
Good day to you both.
Hear you, my lords.
Where's the haste, Leanna?
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, quarrel not with us, old man.
If he could right himself quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou. Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword, I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand if it should give your age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man, never fleer nor jest at me. I speak not as a dote under a fool, as under privilege of age to brag what I had done being young, or what would do were I not old. No, Claudio, to thy head, thou hast so wronged mine innocent child and me, that I'm forced to lay my reverence pride, and with grey hair and bruise of many days to challenge thee to trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors, own and tomb where never scandal slept. Save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You speak not right, old man.
My lord, I'll put on his body if he dare, despite his nice fence and active practice, his maid of use and loom of lustihood.
Away, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so doubt me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killest me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
Thou shalt kill two of us, and men indeed, but that's no matter. Let him kill one first. With me and wearing. Come, sir boy, come follow me. Sir boy, I'll look you from your phone and fence. Nay, as I am a gentleman, I will.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I love my niece, and she is dead, slandered to death by villains that dare as well enter a man indeed as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops.
Brother Anthony.
Hold you content. What man? I know them yet, and what they weigh, even to the utmost stubble. Scandling, outfacing, fashion-monging boys that lie and hog and flout. Defame and slander, go antically and show outward hideousness, and speak off half a dozen dangerous words of how they might put their enemies if they durst. And that is all.
With brother Anthony.
Come, 'tis no matter. Do not you meddle. Let me deal with them.
Gentlemen, we will not wait your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but she was accused of nothing that was not true and very full of proof.
My lord.
I will not hear it.
No? Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us, will smart for it.
See, here is the man who came to seek.
How, senor? What news?
Good day.
Good day, senor. You have almost come to pot, almost afraid.
We'd like to have our two noses snapped off by two old men without teeth.
They did not own his brother. Had they fought us, I don't think we would prove too young for them. What thinkest thou?
There is no true honor in the false quarrel. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high proof melancholy, and would fain to have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit, good sir?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear your wits by your side?
Never any did so, though very many of them beside their wits. I will bid thee draw it, as we do the minstrels. draw to pleasure us.
I'm an honest man. He looks sick. Or is he angry?
What courage, man! What thou care kill the cat? Thou hast mettle in thee enough to kill care.
I will meet your wit in the career if you charge it against me. I pray you, choose another subject.
Nay, give him another sword. This last is broke cross.
As this light it is more clear, he is angry indeed.
If he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You were a villain. A chestnut. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare and when you dare. Do me right, or I'll protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavily. Come, let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet thee, so I may have a good cheer.
What? A feast, a feast.
In faith, he has bid me to a calf's head and a capon, which if I do not carve most curiously, say my knife's not, shall I not find a woodcock too?
Sir, your wit ambles well. It goes easily.
Let me tell you how Beatrice thus praised thee. I say, you have a fine wit. Yea, she says, a fine little one. Nay, I say, he hath a good wit. Yea, she says, good as it harms none. Nay, I say, he hath a great wit. Yea, she says, a great gross one. Nay, I say, the man is wise. Yea, she says, a very wise man indeed. Nay, I say, he hath the tongues. Yea, she says, for you swore something to me on Monday that he forswore to me Tuesday morning. Therein 2 tongues, the devil tongues. Thus she transcribed your particular virtues, but not an hour, till with a sigh she concluded that thou wast the properest man in Italy.
And then she wept heartily and said, she cared not.
And that she would love him dearly, she did not hate him heartily.
All, and moreover, and God saw him when he was hid in the garden.
And when will we mount the savage bull's horns on the sensible Benedict's head?
Yea, and the text underneath says, here dwells Benedict, the married man.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I leave you now to your gossip lightly, but you break jests as braggarts do their blades, which God be thanked heard not. As for you, my lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother, the bastard, is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. As for my lord Blackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest. And I'll warrant you, for the love of Beatrice.
That he hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is when he goes into his hose and doublet and leaves off his wit.
He is then a giant to an ape, but then is such a man an ape doctor to such a man.
But pray you, leave me be and pluck up my heart. Did he say my brother was fled? Come you, sirrah! If justice cannot tame you, she shall nail away more reasons in her balance. And you, being a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to. My brother's been found. Ratio 1.
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
What is their offense, officers, that they are thus bound? Very sir. They have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanderers. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things, and to conclude, they are lying knaves. First, I asked you what they have done. Thirdly, I asked you what laid to their charge. Sixth and lastly, who they offended. And to conclude, why they are thus bound.
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division, there's one meaning well suited.
Masters, who have you offended that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood.
Sweet Prince, allow me to go no further to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I have deceived even your very eyes. But your wisdoms could not discover these shallow fools have brought to light. Who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander Lady Hero. How you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you could marry her. I believe they have upon record. So I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead by mine and my master's false accusations, and briefly, I desire nothing but the rewards of a villain.
And this speech not like iron through your blood.
I have drunk poison. He's uttered it.
But did my brother set you upon this?
Yea, and paid me richly in the practice of it.
Sweet hero, my image doth appear to me in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
Come, cast the plaintiffs away. By this time our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonardo of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify, when time and place shall serve, that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonardo, and the sexton too.
Which is the villain? Let me look upon him, but I know to another man like him, I may avoid him. Which is he?
If you would know your wronger, look upon me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hath killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
Oh, not so, villain, thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honourable men. Third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Lay upon me what your invention can impose upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
As did I, yet I will bend under any heavy weight enjoined to me by this old man.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you, possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost a copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
O noble sir, your overkindness doth bring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and by henceforth dispose of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow, then, I shall expect your coming. Tonight, I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul he did not know, knew not what he did when he spoke with me, but hath always been just and virtuous in anything that I know by her.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under the black and white. The plaintiffs, the offenders, did call me ass. I beseech you, remember it in their punishment. And also, the watcher talk of one deformity. They say he was a key in his ear and a lock hanging by it, and that he hath borrowed money in God's name, the kind of which he hath used for so long and never paid that men now grow hard-hearted and will lend nothing for God's sake. I pray you, examination them on that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a thankful and most reverent youth. And I thank God for you.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go! I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct for the example of others. God keep your health. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart. And if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibits it. Come, neighbor!
Until tomorrow, lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We will look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I will mourn with Hero.
Bring these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret. How our acquaintance grew with this feud fellow.
Sweet Mistress Margaret, deserted my hand by helping me with the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
So high is style, Margaret, that no man living shall e'er come over it, for in most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me? Why shall I always keep below stairs?
Thy wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth it catches.
And yours as blunt as the fencer's foils, which hit but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. Why, they will not hurt women, and therefore, I pray you, call Beatrice. I give thee bucklers.
Give us the swords, we have bucklers of our own.
And if you use them, you will need to fit the pikes with a vice, and they are dangerous weapons for maidens.
Well, I will call Beatrice to you then, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come. God of love that sits above and knows me, and knows me. Oh, pitiful. I mean in singing, but in loving. The Leanna, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of panders, and this whole book full of these quondam carpet-mongers whose names yet run easily in the even road of a blank verse. Why, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. I cannot say it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find out no rhyme for lady, but baby. An innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn. A hard rhyme. For school, fool. A babbling rhyme. Very on the sentence. I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor can I rule in festival terms. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I call thee?
Yes, signor. Will you bid me?
Oh, stay until then.
Then is spoken. Fare you well. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that which I came for, which is knowing what hath passed between you and Claudia.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss you.
Foul words are but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frightened the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit, and I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and I must either hear from him shortly, or subscribe him a coward. So tell me, for which of my bad parts did you first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not permit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did thou first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I do indeed suffer love, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Oh, heart. You spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
We are too wise to woo peaceably.
To be as not in this confession, there's not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the time of good neighbors. If a man in this age do not erect his tomb ere he dies, he will live no longer in monument than the bell tolls and the widow weeps.
What happens then?
Well, good question. Why, he's remembered an hour in clamour and a quarter in room. Thus it is most expedient for the wise, if on one's conscience find no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpeter of his own virtues as I am to myself. But so much for praising myself, who I myself will bear witness am praiseworthy. How doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and men. Thereto will I leave you, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. Yonder's old coil at home. It is proved that my lady hero hath been falsely accused, the Prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all, who's fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear his news, Senor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes. Moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle.
Is this the monument of Leanna?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death, in the guerdon of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there, upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Now sound, song, sing your solemn hymn. Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin night, for the which with songs of woe round about her tomb they go.
bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Gentlemen, strike out your torches. The wolves have preyed and the dawn is upon us before Phoebus is round and dapples the east with spots of grey. Thank you for your pains and good morrow.
Let us fetch out the wheat for Leanna's. Now, Hymen, with luckier issue speed us, than for this for whom we rendered up these woes.
Did I not tell you she was innocent? So will the Prince of Claudio, who did accuse her on the hour that you had made. But Margaret was at some fault for all this, though against her will, it would appear the true cause of all the question.
Well, I'm glad that all things start so well.
As am I, being else by faith and forced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw by yourselves into a chamber, and when I send for you, come in a mass. The Prince of Claudio has promised by this hour to visit me. Brother, you know your office. You must play the father to your brother's daughter, and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do, confirm the continence.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, signor?
Either to bind me or undo me. One of them. Signor Leanna, truth it is, signor, that your niece regards me with an eye of favour.
That I, my daughter, lent her. 'Tis very true.
And I do with an eye of love requited.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and from the Prince, but what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but as for my will is your good will this day to be joined with ours in honourable marriage, which friar I will desire you have.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the Prince of Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. Are you yet resolved to marry with my brother's daughter?
I would hold my mind where she needs you.
Call the forth, brother. Here stands the friar lady.
What dost thou, Benedict, that thou hast such a February face, so full of frost, storm, and wind?
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Tush, fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee. As once Europa did at lusty Jove when he would play the beast in love.
Bull Jove, sir, had an amiable low, and some such strange bull jumped your father's cabin, and he got a calf in his feet. For you are just like him, having just his bleed.
I owe you for this. Here come other reckonings. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give her you.
Well then, sweet, you are mine. Let me see your face.
No! That shall it not do till you take her hand and swear to marry her before this friar.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainter. One hero died to file, but I do live. And as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero! The hero that is dead!
She died, my lord, but whilst her slanders lived.
All this amazement can I qualify when, after that, the holy rites are ended. I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wanderers seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
No! No more the reason?
Why then? Your uncle, the prince, and Claudio
Why then my cousin, Margaret and Ursula are much deceived. For they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
She's not such random. You do not love me.
No. Truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I'm sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll swear upon it that he loves her. Here is a letter written in his hand, a haunting sonnet of his own to Beatrice.
Here's another written like his hand stole from her pocket. Perfection unto perfect.
A miracle is our hands against our hearts. Come, I'll have thee. But by this light, I take you for pity.
I would not deny thee. No, I do it to save your life. For I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict the merry man?
Oh, tell me what, friends. A college of witch-crackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I desire a satire and epigram? No. If a man would be beaten with brains, he will wear nothing handsome about him, and so, in brief, since I do propose to marry, I will think nothing that the world can devise against it, and so, do not flatter me for what I have said against it, for that is everything, and this is my conclusion. For my part, Claudia, I didn't think you had beaten me, but as you are like me, my kinsman, live unbruised and love my cousin.
I had elsewhere hoped that thou wouldst have denied Beatrice, that I might have cudgeled thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer, which, out of question, that would be if my cousin did not look so exceedingly narrowly to thee.
Come, we are friends. Let us have a dance ere we are married to lighten our hearts and our wide seas.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
First, of my word. Therefore, play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife. There is no staff more reverend than one tipped with horn.
My lord, your brother John is taken tonight. You brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Till then, play music.